Good morning to all of you. We will be first of all telling you how the entire thing is planned across. This revision schedule that I'm showing to you right now, it is comprising of in total of 67 days. Now, the two things to understand here. The point number one is the number of days you're putting here. It is starting from the 22nd of September and the first reading. You can call this first reading. You can also call this first revision. Okay. This should be consisting of these number of days. The two things you will be thinking across here. Those who have read it once, for them, it would look a bit more. And for those who have been trying to read it for first time, it will look a bit less. But believe me, whether it looks more or less, these are the adequate number of days you should give for these subjects. Either you are reading or revising. For those reading for the first time, giving more amount of time from these number of days is just to compromise your second and third reading. For those who are reading for the second time, if you read these number of these subjects for the less number of days, the prerequisite is your grand test score should be around 130 plus. Only then you can decrease one number of days from each of these subjects. If you're scoring, the final score is 130 minus, that is less than that, we strongly believe that these are the adequate number of days. Let me just read it out now. Anatomy 4 days, biochemistry 3 days, physiology 3 days, pathology, pharma, micro 4 days, FSM 2 days, I 3 days, ENT 3 days, PSM 4 days, medicine 6, surgery 7, gynae ops 7, peds 3, orthopedics 2, derma 2, psychiatry 2, anesthesia 2, and radiology 2. So these are the total number of days we would recommend you to put into the first reading part here. Okay. Now coming across to the second point as to, sir, why we are reading this, I will give the detailed schedule also. Okay. First, let's understand the basics here. So while we're reading this, how are we trying to plan the grand test, how to understand and give the cumulative test series, and how to go across the revision for a daily basis. From here onwards till the month of December, at least one grand test every 14 days. That means in total, 2 grand tests every month is minimum what you should do. Now, why to give a grand test? Let's understand this. The two questions often students ask us. Number one, sir, I have just completed 4 to 5 subjects as of now. Question 2, sir, abhi na mera grand test ka score is just coming at 110 or 90, and giving grand test right now, it actually demotivates me. So shouldn't I give a grand test after the NICT preparation? That is the first revision. The amount of score that you can improve with every grand test, minimum is around 10 and the maximum is around 15. There is no wonder going to happen, or there's no magic going to happen after the month of December. Okay. So every grand test can improve your scores by 10 to 15 around. That means suppose you give a grand test right now in the month of September, and right now your score is just around 80. Let's say minimum score of 80. Still, from September, October, November, December, January, February. So if you take 5 months, 5 into 10 is 50 marks. So if your scoring is around 80 right now, you can easily go up to 130 without any doubt. And the maximum, you can go up to 155. And if you touch 150, 155, you are getting a branch of your choice, a seat of your choice that actually you all deserve, and you have dreamt while you started the auto, and you've written this in the first page of your note copy. That's why you should give a grand test. Secondly, sir, when you give a grand test, I feel the entire day is wasted. Probably the only day you're reading 19 subjects is a grand test day. So don't ever think in this negative way, sir, I'm wasting my day on a grand test. That's completely illogical statement to think from your point of view. Third thing, sir, right now my only 5 to 6 subjects are done, or maybe 7 subjects are done. How to give a grand test right now? Because I know I will not be able to do well. Don't you all agree you are all MBBS graduates? You're all MBBS graduates. You've read all 19 subjects at least once. To make your baseline ready. Once your baseline is ready, then we can improve on that. But if you just feel that the day I will give a grand test, I'll score around 140, 150, aisa nahi hota hai. It will never happen. And if you think like this, you're only making a fool of yourself. So come to the reality world, give a grand test, get a score low, no worries at all. Don't look at the rank, don't look at others' marks, look at your own marks only, and try to improve your marks with every passing grand test. That's it.
Dr. Praveen, a lot of people ask me, sir, how to improve my GT score. My simple answer is by writing more and more tests. That's
That's true.
This is the best way to improve your GT score. But now a lot of time people ask me, sir, does that mean that I have to write a daily GT? This is another aspect that people ask me. No, knowledge enhancement and knowledge testing should go together. Somebody who has a very, very sound knowledge, somebody says that I am scoring 650 plus at this point of time. I say, keep on writing GTs. That's all. Nothing else is needed at that point of time. But if somebody is scoring 200 plus at this point of time, then keep both the things together. You have to enhance your knowledge and you have to test your knowledge. And both the things should go together. Previously, when you're thinking that the exam is going to be in January, we thought that from September onward, we will be do 3 to 4 GTs. But since now we know the exam is going to be in March, then doing 1 GT every 15 days is a decent task. That's a minimum that you have to do. Obviously, there is no limit to maximum. Yes, please continue.
Let's come to the cumulative test series. What is cumulative test series? The two ways how the test can be done. Number one is yourself. Number one is you can take the help of some institute or something like that. So when you give a cumulative series, suppose the first subject is example, okay, the first subject supposedly is medicine, secondary is pediatrics, and third is supposedly ENT. So once you're done with medicine, pediatrics, and ENT, we strongly recommend you to give a test at least of 200 marks or 100 marks of these three things together. And the test can be just a PYQ based test. It can be a PYQ based topic test. You can create your own customized Q bank based on the most frequently asked topic from these subjects that you've read. For example, you suppose take out medicine right now, and from the medicine you're choosing endocrinology, and in endocrinology you're choosing out the hypercalcemia, you're choosing out the Cushing syndrome, Addison disease, you're choosing out the diabetes mellitus, pheochromocytoma, and leaving out all others. That's completely fine. Similarly, you choose these topics, create a custom module of this three subjects. There's one thing you can do. Or if you are in any institute and giving a test from there, that's pretty fine and okay. But please ensure you give a cumulative series after every three subjects. So would you like to add on this?
No, I think that's absolutely okay. All I will say is that we will try to give you the cumulative test at our level also. But if you want to create your own cumulative test, you can create. Nowadays, all apps have got custom option creation. You can choose these three subjects and you can choose the number of questions that you want to do, and you can create your own test.
Coming to the revision daily series. Now, from last 4-5 months, we have recommended you to revise a topic, not a subject, topic, which you might have read 7 days back, 15 days back, and you feel is very volatile every day from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. This looks very silly. It looks very absurd. Is a day revise karenge kya? How can we revise the entire subject in 1 hour? We're not at all asking you to revise the entire subject. Not at all. We're not even close to that. We're trying to say, suppose a topic confuses you the most. Suppose the normal labor, the steps of normal labor confuses you the most. The diameters, inner diameters of the pelvic actually confuses the most. So what you should do, take out that time in every day, write what topics you would like to revise in the coming days when you read that topic, and just ensure you read that topic in any particular day that you have planned for. Okay. It's not about revising the entire subject. We're not asking you to revise the entire gynae ops. We're not at all asking you to revise the ops. We're not even asking you to revise the entire normal labor. We're just asking you to revise that topic from the most frequently asked or the most volatile topic. For example, partograph from a normal labor would be a good way of revising rather than revising the entire normal labor if you feel that is very confident for you. For example, autoimmune diseases, all the antibodies will confuse you the most. So don't revise the entire the rheumatology. Just revise those antibodies of the autoimmune disease from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So on a daily basis, just put this 1 hour for revision purpose. For those who wake up early, you can also put this from quite early, maybe 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. You can also do that. But if you follow this amount, this time, you know that you're doing it, and you don't do it, your mind will tell you something is missing from that day. About the custom Q bank, this should be done from 10 p.m. onwards on a daily basis. We were having, sir, a very interesting discussion yesterday. So the students told that should I solve 500 questions per day? No, I was very much surprised if this number is actually even feasible or reachable. But what is your suggestion, sir? How many questions we should solve on a daily basis?
See, as I told you, that there are two components always: knowledge enhancement and knowledge testing. it all depends that how much knowledge enhancement is needed at this stage. If you think that you are already scoring more than 600 to 650 correct, 600 and 650 marks at this point of time, the only thing that you need is knowledge testing, and keep on doing as many questions as you can. But if I feel that both the things should go together, I feel that you have to read a lot also. It is a 2:1 broadly pattern that I say, that whatever time that you are reading for 12 hours, 8 hours should go to theory and 4 hours should go to the MCQs. And in 4 hours, whatever MCQs that you can cover, I feel that with good amount of theory reading, even if you are doing 100 questions in a day, that is more than sufficient.
So now the four basic aspects: grant test, cumulative series, revision, custom Q bank, and the PYQs. To add to that, the basis of the entire preparation should be your own notes that you prepared in the last few days. For those who haven't even started yet, we'll come across those questions at the last. Let's now move forward to how are you planning the entire days moving ahead. So up into the revision schedule, I'll just open the schedule right now. So this is the revision schedule. First of all, you should all commit to yourself that yes, I'm committed to myself to achieve my dream rank. Now, this is one thing we all want from you all. There should not be any doubting in your potential. There should not be any doubting in what you can achieve just based on what you're scoring right now. Anything is achievable. Anything can be doable, just provided you just try to improvise on the weak points and don't just ignore them. Let's be honest to ourselves. Honest matlab, I know this subject is very weak. I know my topic of this subject is very weak. I know I don't give a grand test. I know I'm not revising on a daily basis. I will do that. That is called as honesty. Dishonesty is कि यार अभी तो ग्रैंड टेस्ट नहीं दे रहे हैं, इन लोग को बोलने दो. When I give a grand test in the month of December, rank देखना एकदम 140, 130 आ जाएगा. That's dishonest.
And one more point is, before you go, that always remember that if you want to get your dream fulfilled, there is one thing that is absolutely essential. That is that you have to see that dream. And I'm telling you, the dreams do get fulfilled without a doubt. There are a lot of dreams that we all have seen in our life. I have seen in my life when you had a doubt whether you will be able to do it or not, but you worked really hard for it and you were able to achieve it. So look at this dream. Let's see this dream together. And I'm telling you, if you will work hard, because ultimately it is you who has to write the exam, we will make sure that the path is correct and you will be able to reach to your dream that you're looking for.
So here we're starting the entire schedule. The schedule will be shared to you on PDF basis also. I will first talk about the first 6 subjects and then ask Dr. Rajat to take forward from here. First, we're starting with medicine. Medicine being the core of every subject. We would really want you to first start with medicine here. The number of days we give for medicine, not 7 days, but 6 days. The reason being that this will be covered also in some others, like pharmacology, pathology. You'll also read a lot of medicine part also. So these are the mostly to start with medicine. Then you go to pediatrics, and then you go to a short spell like psychiatry. So how to plan the entire thing? You attend the auto session from 8:45 to 9. From 9 o'clock, start medicine and read the entire part till 5 o'clock. Each of these days should be divided into the hourly basis. Matlab, what do you want to read on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6? That is what you should decide. You should also decide what are the topics you're going to cover in each number of hours. That means don't just say medicine. Medicine बहुत ही vast है. वो क्या पढ़ोगे medicine में? On day 1, you want to read pulmonology. Okay, just mention it. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'll read the COPD of pulmonology. From 11 to 11:30, I'll take a break. From 12 to 2 p.m., I will read the asthma or maybe the ARDS of medicine. That's how you should define these things. And it should not be undefined. Every hour should be defined. Now, the point is, suppose you're not able to cover that topic in that day, just put an hour extra on the next day and try to cover that. We don't want a backlog to be created right now. Backlog creation might have been done few days back, but I'll advise that if you do this right now from here onwards, it will really create a lot of issues to you. So try to complete those achievable goals. Make a goal which is achievable. But don't put pulmonology, cardiology on one day. वो possible नहीं है ना? That's not achievable. So when you do that, automatically you're going to make some backlogs. Better if you know that pulmonology is very big, put pulmonology on day 1 also and half of the day 2 also. That's completely fine and okay.
Dr. Praveen, I will also add, we will also give you a broad breakup of that how you have to break it down. And that will be logical that can be covered in the time. And we will break this up into the 6 parts for you, that how within the 6 days you can read medicine. A lot of time, those people who are doing the first reading, this is a very, very obvious thought to come to your mind, ki sir, how I can do medicine in 6 days? So bache, if you have to write the exam in the March and you are starting now, this is the upper limit of the time that you can allot to the medicine at this point of time. Now it's as simple as that. This is a rationalization of the time. This rationalization will be done along with the breaking down to the subject into 6 equal groups that you can do. But again, you have a liberty to do this tweaking at your end if you want to do that. As I said, what matters is that you are following a schedule. Which schedule you are following does not matter. The most important thing that matters is that follow a schedule, stick to the schedule. A lot of time people say, sir, I followed your schedule, but I could not follow it. I mean, I could not complete it. I say the whole purpose is defeated. Some say, sir, I want to follow half of your schedule, half of the other place. I say, please don't do that, bache. Follow completely any other schedule. No schedule is bad. Every schedule is good. What matters is that you are following it properly. Because ultimately, all the schedules have an aim. And that is you have to finish it and you have to reach, or you have to complete that set so that you are improving. Go ahead, please.
Second is pediatrics, and third we move to psychiatry. So once we're done with this thing, so on 3rd of October, we'll give a curative series based on the medicine, pediatrics, and psychiatry. How to go about that? Pick up the most important PYQs and the most important PYQ topic from these topics you're reading right now, subjects you're reading right now, and then create your own QBank. And as Dr. Dutt told, that we will also try to give you some curative series. That's not a commitment though, but we'll try to give that. That's a I will try to incorporate in this upcoming sessions also. But the whole criteria of doing that would be you have to give the test. That's the only thing that you can actually be moving across forward from here. So medicine, pediatrics, and psychiatry are the 3 subjects for the first. Then you will give a test, and moving ahead, you will start with anatomy right now. So in anatomy, you are giving 4 days, and that I think is pretty decent for covering anatomy. Along with that, on every day, please understand, on every day from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., you're revising a topic from any other subject. From 10 p.m. onwards, you're always solving the question of the topics you have read on the same day, as well as solving of the PYQs of the subject you read on the same day. Okay, these 2 things you must do. You can also mix it up. That means you can also solve the PYQs of some other subjects actually also, but that should be done on a daily basis, and there should not be any failure in that. Okay. On 9th of October, you give your first grand test. Now, about the grand test, would you like to, sir, add anything here?
No, I think that's absolutely fine. But just make sure that this day is reserved for the grand test, both for the attempting the grand test and reviewing the grand test. How to review the grand test, we have already spoken multiple times in the previous auto session, but we will have separate auto session on how to review the grand test.
So after anatomy, you're putting surgery, because these are all related subjects. Once you are strong with anatomy, your surgery also becomes very simplified. So we will strongly believe that after reading anatomy, you should do surgery. And now we are giving 7 days for surgery. I think these are really more than sufficient. Any student who feel that says 7 days too much for me, you can decrease 1 day from here and put a subject that you're actually weak in. And you find the number of days less in this part, and you can cover that too. Okay, it depends upon how strong or how many times you have read the surgical part actually. When we read the subjects, we also strongly recommend, before you start a subject, go to the PYQs. First of all, see what are the most important questions or topics being asked, and try to give more amount of time in that topic. Okay, and just don't blindly read, watch a video. And if you're following a class notes, I think that is always, starts always from the most important topics only. So that is well covered in that part. But the videos can confuse you. So we would start and recommend you to first solve the PYQs, then see which are the topics being asked most frequently. Start the videos from that topic only, and then cover the other topics from that chapter actually. Okay. 2 days for orthopedics. Now, once you're done with the surgery and orthopedics, now we are again giving a cumulative test here right now. Now, this should be comprising of all the previously read topics. That means it should now comprise of medicine, pediatrics, psychiatry, anatomy, surgery, and orthopedics. That is how you must give this cumulative series on the 18th of October 2023. Okay. Then we are giving 3 days for ENT, and then again giving a next grand test on the 22nd of October. So these grand test days, you should not change flexible, not make it flexible. Try to stick to this. And when you give a grand test, start your grand test at 9 a.m. and finish it by 12:30. Take a 1 hour break or half an hour break and try to review the grand test on the same day. Okay, that is the best way to give a grand test. How to give a grand test, how to review it, that's a separate topic altogether. So I'm just moving it ahead right now. So from 23rd October, would like to take it ahead?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one more point is about the grant test. If you are a DBMCI student and you are already writing the DBMCI grant test on the 1st of every Sunday, then this is absolutely okay. I mean, you can change the day of the grant test from like 20, let's say that a 5th October was there and your Sunday is coming on a 3rd or a 6th October. So you can slightly do that tweaking and you can write the grant test on that particular day. We're going to also see it at our end. Then from 23rd October, we will be having physio and OB for the 3 days. As Dr. Praveen has said, that the idea is to complete that whatever part that you want to cover in the physio in the 3 days. One more point that I wanted to raise is that how much to cover. Please remember, there is always a priority order, and the priority order is notes, previous year topics, and GT. These are the only 3 mandatory things in your preparation time. Rest everything else is secondary. You cannot compromise your primary for the secondary. So these are the 3 things that you have to focus upon. So 3 days for physio, then 6 days for the OBG. And after that, some revision days have been kept. Now, people are asking us, sir, why these revision days? It is because you have an exam that is coming up, and that is INI-CT. Would you please scroll, Dr. Praveen? Yeah. So you have an INI-CT exam. I just wanted once again putting one point, guys. When we started auto program, we were very, very clear that the single most important focus of auto exam, auto programs is to focus on NEET exam. All the guidance, everything that we focus is predominantly focused towards the single exam, and that is NEET. Now, a lot of time people ask me, sir, does that mean that the students who are enrolled with auto should not aim for the INI-CT? No, they are more than welcome to focus on the INI-CT exam, but the guidance that we are doing will be focused exclusively for the NEET exam. After the INI-CT, we will again be back with the program, and that is 3 days for the ophthalmology, and now OBG, physiology, and ophthalmology will be a part of a cumulative test. Then we're going to go to biochemistry, microbiology, and derma. And then we have a GT. Here, the cumulative test will be after 4 subjects because these are short subjects. So we added 4 subjects to it. And then you're going to have PSM, anesthesia, pharma. Okay, so this cumulative test will be after the 2 days of the pharma. And then we have a pathology, GT, and 10th December, we will be finishing it. It's a pretty doable course. And after that, we will have time for doing at least 2 revisions. We will see to it. We might add 3 revisions in this also. But even if we do 2 revisions with this schedule, I am telling you, you are reaching to your dream without a doubt. All that matters is that you are not letting the backlog set in. You are finishing the theory component and simultaneously you are also doing the test. Okay. There are a lot of things that we will plan, and in the subsequent sessions that we're going to have for the next few days, and today is only 15. So from 15 to 22nd, we will be having daily session. So we will be talking a lot about this, that where to do the test, what we will be doing. So all this will be a part. We have exceeded the time limit a lot today. So we will stop with this schedule. This will be shared with all of you in the Auto Telegram group as well as in the Auto Learning app. Those who want to join and want their friends to join, please do tell them they can download the Auto Learning app and they can subscribe to the course. It has been found to be very, very useful for the student, specifically in maintaining discipline. And I am very, very hopeful that our auto family, our auto students are gonna be satisfied with the performance in the exam, they will remain on track. That's all from my side. Dr. Praveen, you want to add anything?
For any queries, guys, please feel welcome to message us on the Telegram. If you have any queries, I think one of the query being that, sir, I'm finishing a bit late. So when should I start the revision part? So after you finish it, you can start it. Just decrease one day from the entire schedule that I'm giving to you, and try to finish on the same day, that is 18th of December. And then we'll again have time for at least 2 or maybe 3 revisions going ahead. For any other issue, you can just message us.
Praveen, I want to add this. Guys, if you have 3-4 subjects left from your previous reading, then don't start on 22nd of September. Then don't bother. Ignore medicine for the day and put this medicine after 10th of December. Like a lot of people are saying, sir, I'm finishing on 4th of October. Then that's absolutely okay. You start your revision program from 5th of October or 6th of October. That is absolutely okay. And we're going to add those days after the 10th of December. Okay. Chalo, that is all for the day. The rest of the doubts that you have, we're going to be taking care in the daily sessions that we will be doing. So let's meet at 8:45 a.m. daily except Sunday. Okay. Take care and may God bless you all.